Today, we're talking money, and here are 4 financial mistakes that college students make and that I want you to avoid at all costs reasonable. Stay tuned. Hey guys, it's Brian back at you with another video where my goal is to mentor you to a rewarding career and to help you create a life you're proud of. And in that endeavor, I've been meaning to do this video for a long time now, and I want to talk about financial mistakes that I find college students to make and that I really want to encourage you guys to not do that. I want you guys to have a really strong start out of college from a financial standpoint. To give you guys some context as to where I'm coming from in today's video, I think that college students today, as soon as they graduate, are already at a financial disadvantage. They usually have student loans, so they're already trying to find a way to claw back out of that before they even get a job. And I think that is a real shameful and unfortunate circumstance, and I really want you guys to avoid that situation at all costs. You don't want to get tied down by the system. You really want to be free from it so that you can go and buy yourself some property, that you can go afford that wedding that you really want, or to travel after you graduate. You want to do these things, you want to have the means to do these things, and you don't want to be tied down by whatever society's financial systems are at play, whether they're good or bad. Doesn't matter. You don't want that to be a factor in your decision making. With that said, here are 4 financial mistakes that I think college students make. Number 1, no student loans. I think this is the big one, and I will give you some advice with regards to this. Try to avoid them. You do not want to put yourself behind at a huge disadvantage by graduating with $60,000 or more of debt. It is not worth it. And I will tell you that in my first year of college, that a student loan made sense. So what did I do? I borrowed money in my first semester, and I think at that time I burned through $5,000 within a few months. And I knew that if at this rate, if I kept going, I would easily be racking up 50, 60, 70 grand worth of debt. I made the conscious effort and decision right then and there to stop student loans and to work my way through college. And that meant taking less courses per semester. That meant working my way through some semesters. I didn't even take classes because I couldn't afford it. And that meant extending my time at school. But it didn't matter because when I graduated, I didn't have a student loan. And I think that really gave me an advantage over my other fellow colleagues that did graduate but had so much debt that they couldn't afford to get a place, to save up for a place. And I think that was a huge mistake. So if you can, do not take out student loans. Number 2, do not lease a car. I think in this day and age, leasing is very normal, and the concept there is that you can get more car for your money based on your monthly payments. And while that's true, here's the scenario as a student. You do not have the luxury of saving up money. You don't have the luxury typically of having a lump sum of money to put a down payment on your car every 3 to 4 years. So you really want to stay away from leasing. Buy a car if you really need one, and that is yours. So that, let's say you're in your second year, you decide to lease a car and you put $3,000 to lease your car. Once your lease is up in the next 3 years, you would have graduated, and chances are you have some student loans or some sort of debt to pay off. Now you have to give back your car that you need to go to all your interviews. And in order for you to get a new car, you need to find another lump sum, another $3,000 to $5,000 to put onto a down payment for a new lease. Or of course, you could always buy out the car, but then now you're just wasting money in both senses. You don't have the opportunity to save money because chances are by the time you graduate, you have no money. And at the same time, if you're to extend your lease and do a buyout and just buy out your car, you've just wasted more money in the long run. So it's not worth doing that. I highly recommend that you do not lease a car and instead buy a car if you absolutely need one. Number 3, don't waste money on fancy clothes or fancy restaurants. I know everyone on Facebook and Instagram is eating at all the latest and greatest restaurants. I highly recommend that you do not waste your money. You are literally pooing and peeing your money out. Do not do that, guys. And you have the rest of your life to eat and drink at these fancy restaurants. They're all going to be there. At least get the right financial foundation first, get the right career first, and then explore all that yummy, tasty goodness. With regards to spending money on fancy clothes, you really don't need to do that. You're in college. No one really cares at the end of the day what you're wearing, as long as you look good. Buy clothes that fit your body well, that are tailored to you, but you don't need the luxury name tied to it. Guys, you know that. And there are plenty of YouTubers out there that will teach you how to do just that, and I really recommend that you check that out and explore that rather than wasting your money on ugly clothes that are costing you a fortune. Number 4, live at home for as long as you can. And I know this might not sound so awesome and so alluring, but from a financial standpoint, it's great. Let's say you are able to get a full-time job right out of college and you're making 50 grand, let's just say. And at the same time, you're living at home. Chances are you can save up 30 grand, 40 grand maybe if you're really tight, really good with your money that first year, because you're not paying for rent. You're not paying for hydro or electrical bills or utility bills. You're not paying for all those things. You're saving up all this money. Within 1 year, you can save up 30 grand. Just imagine, who else can save up that much disposable income in 1 year? You, because you're in this very specific situation where you just graduated, you're making decent money, and you're able to save up all that money in 1 year. That is a short amount of time to build up that much net worth, and I really think that this is an avenue you want to explore. The other piece to this equation that I think college students really love about moving out is that new level of independence, right? Going to that next level of adulthood. And the best part is you can move out with your boyfriend or your girlfriend. You can be all lovey-dovey and have sex all the time without fear of your parents running into your room, and I totally get that. The reality is, chances are you're going to break up with that person. You're going to be pouring all this money during that time over the next 2 years that you're with that person, living with them. You're wasting money every month. And that's money that could go towards a down payment for your own apartment that you can have for the longer term, and you don't have to worry about moving out every time your landlord kicks you out. And at that point, you can bring your significant other to your home and you guys can live together then. Every time you're doing this moving out thing with your boyfriend or girlfriend and you're renting, that's a horrible financial move. I strongly recommend that you do not do that and instead stay home, save up money, save up 30 grand that first year, save up another 30 grand that second year. That's 60 grand that you could put towards a down payment in 2 years to your own apartment, so then you can really live on your own independently and in a place that is absolutely yours. There you go, guys. My 4 tips, advice, or financial mistakes that you should avoid at all costs. The whole point of this is that you really want to set yourself up for success financially. You want to have the right financial foundation, and that you really set yourself up so that you can live the life that you want. Yes, it won't be so glamorous after you graduate. Yes, you're going to live at home with your folks eating mac and cheese, but only for the next 2 years, and 2 years goes by like that. You know it, I know it. And after that, you can get your own place. You can get yourself financially grounded. You don't have student loans to pay off. That means you can go to those fancy restaurants after that point. Guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you do, hit that subscribe button. And if you have a question that you'd like me to answer in a future video, go to my website, 101mentoring.com. Remember, I'm here to mentor you to a rewarding career and to help you create a life you're proud of. Guys, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Cheers.